From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Jonathan Amberian in Helena. With the start of recreational marijuana sales in Montana just over 2 months away, I'll have the latest on plans for new regulations.
And home prices just keep going up in Gallatin County and across Montana. Coming up, see the big increase in local home prices and learn how that's spreading across the Treasure State. It is 6:30 on this Tuesday, October 26th. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here as we're into the final half hour of this Tuesday edition. The rain backed off a little bit. Looks like the winds calmed down a little bit, but that's just the lull before the rest of the afternoon, as I understand it.
Well, and it looks like the afternoon may be a little more sunny on for most of the area, but it's going to be more wind as well. So we're just not warming up a whole lot from where we are right now. Most areas into the 30s, 38 degrees in Belgrade, 37 in Butte. Most of the showers not showing up on radar. This is all exiting very quickly. I think by mid-morning, most of the showers are gone. By the afternoon, we're seeing some rays of sunshine break through, but again, the wind's beginning to pick up. Our daytime highs should be into the mid to upper 40s, still very cool for this point in the day. 1 year ago it was much colder.
I remember all too well.
I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about how much rain we've seen in the last 24 hours. Much more coming up in just a few minutes.
That's awesome. It's going to take all day long to warm up 10 degrees.
That's it.
Work hard out there, weather. You
it's
just
almost
keep
like
doing
me
it.
doing yard work.
I was going to say the very same thing. 6:31, our top story this half hour. The legal sale of recreational marijuana only about 2 months away here in Montana. MTN's Jonathan Amberian reports the Department of Revenue says it will be ready to meet the deadline.
The first day of adult use marijuana sales in Montana will be January 1st. Montana Department of Revenue leaders say they're confident they'll be ready for that important date, but there's a lot of work to do over the next 2 months.
The deadlines are aggressive, and really it's the rules that are our biggest challenge.
Last week, the department released their first extensive package of proposed rules for recreational marijuana businesses. Some of the most notable include laying out procedures and fees for getting a license to grow, sell, or transport marijuana products, establishing what warnings must be included on marijuana labels, and ensuring packaging doesn't appeal to children. Another set of rules covering things like inspections and enforcement could come out as soon as this week.
Our focus was really to be business friendly and to try to work with the industry in a fashion that makes the rules that it's adaptable to their current business structure and that they'll be able to evolve into without a whole lot of pain.
Barbie Turner manages Alternative Relief, which has locations in Libby, Polson, and Missoula. She says not having the rules in place has made it challenging to plan for January.
That's difficult. We haven't been able to prepare.
Turner says she expected the first day of legal sales to be delayed. She says the biggest questions she has have been about labeling and permitted serving sizes.
If we knew how to maneuver, we could start prepping and making a product and, just sit here and wait for the labels. But because we don't know what those products look like or what is acceptable, we can't even make a product until these rules come back.
Despite the challenges, she says she's still optimistic they can be ready.
It looks like an impossible feat, but because of our experience and because of what we've endured thus far, I know that we'll make it happen.
There will be a public hearing on the first set of rules on November 16th, and the department expects the second set to have a hearing around the end of the month. That means it's likely the rules will go into effect very close to the end of this year. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
All right, thank you very much, Jonathan. 6:33 now. Typically, the real estate market cools down in the fall, but that's certainly not happening this year in Gallatin County. Gallatin County Association of Realtors says that in September, there were higher prices, lower inventory. That led to fast sales. Single-family homes on the market an average of just 20 days. Median sales price also up 24.5% from a year ago to $690,000 median price. Number of homes available to buy down about 11.5%. New listing of condos and townhomes jumped up 50% compared to last year. Median sale price now $466,000. That's up almost 43% from just a year ago.
Out here in rural Montana, more people are looking to buy property like this so they can raise their families and their livestock. Realtors say that prices continue to climb and houses continue to come off the market. One of this year's trending topics is the housing market and how inflated prices have gotten. Property is being sold for more money and property continues to be bought up. Corder & Associates LLC out of Fort Benton sees this in their rural selling areas as well. Not only are people continuing to move to more rural areas, but they also aren't even seeing it before they move, thanks to virtual tours. They say the virtual tools are becoming more popular, as well as the demand to move to rural areas.
People were bombarding us with, the 5, 10, even 20 acres that we couldn't keep those on the market. And, after COVID hit, basically people wanted a little piece of heaven or, a place to seclude and have their own privacy. And so people came to rural America, which, there's a lot of land in Montana. Real estate's a hot topic right now, but the inventory is so low because, we've had just so many people come to Montana.
With such an active market, Quarters employees are staying busy as ever and say they were fortunate to get through the last year with a lot of demand for people wanting to move to the state and adjusting to what the pandemic means for the housing market.
With such low inventory, we kind of expected to get hit as a company, but we are still getting listings, we're still making sales. A lot of what I hear from potential buyers is just that their community is either exploding and they just want to get back to like a small town feel. Small town, rural America, simple way of life. Smile and wave at your neighbor and it's safe and secure and we look out for each other. I think that's really what people are prioritizing, especially in the midst of the pandemic. Priorities are becoming different.
Quarter says that places like Bozeman and Red Lodge are a popular destination for buyers right now, but she expects the housing market across the state to remain active for some time. In Fort Benton, Asher Lynd, MTN News.
6:36 now. A lot has been said about the stress teachers have been under because of the pandemic, but new data from school districts across the country suggests it's driving teachers to leave the profession altogether in big numbers. Dan Grossman found vacancies in some districts have quadrupled since the pandemic began.
In education, there's a proverb: modify and adjust.
I loved school, and I still love school.
It's one of the first things many middle school teachers like Madeline Balgavy learn when they're in school.
It's made me like who I am. I would not be who I am if I hadn't done, all the things I've done in education.
But when something is as inherently ingrained in your being as this, that adjustment often doesn't come without struggle.
When I found out we were not going back, I literally bawled my eyes out because I was just completely devastated.
In December, the pandemic's effects on education drove Madeline to give up her passion and vocation, something she had dedicated nearly a decade of her life to becoming.
I was like, I don't think I can go back. I feel so disrespected. I feel so just completely not cared for.
And she wasn't close to being the only one. In Providence, Rhode Island, the school district says it lost 10% of its teachers this past summer. In Michigan, the retirement rate jumped 44% between 2019 and this year. And in Fort Worth, Texas, the vacancy rate across district schools throttled 450% in that same time, according to district data.
It's October and it feels like May, as far as the tired, the just will to can I make it through to the next week.
Amy Baca-Ollert is the president of Colorado's largest teacher union and says she has seen the nationwide trend in her own state schools. In February, her group conducted a survey that showed 40% of its members were considering quitting over the COVID-19 pandemic. The main reason cited was concerns over health and safety.
Our educators are tired, they are stressed out, and their workloads have significantly increased.
But there is at least one person who thinks the notion that teachers are leaving in unprecedented droves because of COVID requires more context.
Anxiety certainly is higher these days, but I think it's kind of getting to a place now to where we've been comfortable with it and we've been able to adapt to it.
Mark Sass works with Teach Plus, a national advocacy group for educators, and he says the shortage of teachers extends long before the pandemic, and he's right. In 2015, the Learning Policy Institute did a study that estimated the national teacher shortage that year was around 110,000, a number it expected to triple by the year 2025, and this was well before COVID was even a thought.
I know one of the concerns we have is the fact that there are a lot of teachers right now who are of retirement age who could leave and step in. But I think it's important to remember that typically those teachers don't just buy a boat or a rowboat, whatever they can afford on their pension, and fish.
That didn't hold true for at least one teacher who decided to modify and adjust her profession to find happiness in a time that caused so many to question it.
For me, it was just like, I've got one life to live and I'm going to take this risk, and it's working out for me so far.
I'm Dan Grossman.
I think we're seeing a lot of that in other professions as well. 6:40 coming up. Matt's going to be back with the latest on this week's weather.